Hi everyone!
So most of you know that Stuart and I have been in Ecuador since January 2021. So we really wanted to give you guys an update and just let you know what we have been doing for the last year and a bit. So we're going to go through some slides and we're just going to chat through them, and there's going to be some videos as well. Hopefully it's not too boring.
Okay, so the first thing we had to do when we got here to Ecuador was spend 6 months in Quito, the capital, learning language, because obviously we had to learn some language to be able to work in the hospital. So this is just a couple of pictures of us. With in the middle there is our mum who we stayed with, Marcy, and on the right hand side is our teacher, Annabelle.
So these are some pictures of our Latin Link team members. The ones behind Stuart there on the bridge are the Besemirs. They're a Dutch family who live here in Shell with us, and Jaap is a doctor in the hospital. On the other side are our colleagues that live in Santo Domingo, our team leader Katie, and our short-term coordinator Abby. These are just some pictures of Shell. That one on the right is our house here, and the one in the bottom is our church that we go to here in Shell.
Yeah, so now we just want to show you a quick video of the hospital, just so you get an idea of what it's like inside the hospital and what the different places are in the hospital. I'm going to talk about what I do while the video is playing, so here we go. Yeah, so when I first started in the hospital, my job was working in maintenance, and I was just basically helping out with whatever they needed done. So at the start, I helped design stuff on the computers for maintenance. I helped work out what materials we needed for renovating some houses, which I'll talk about a little bit later on. And yeah, I also help the guys out doing a bit of manual labor, bricklaying, some tiling, various things I've been up to, learned a few skills, helped to improve my soldering and things like that, or welding. And then from that, I've moved on a bit. I help organize the volunteers that come to the hospital. And I was given that a few months ago, and my most recent job I've been given is looking after the systems, that's the computers and the network that we use for the internet and the telephones. So yeah, that's been keeping me busy recently. I've had a lot of work to do. But yeah, just to go back to those houses that we were renovating. So in the hospital, we have these houses out the side of the hospital that we used in the past for the indigenous community. Just stop here. This is the director of the hospital, just saying hello to us. You're about to see these houses now. Now, the reason that the indigenous people or the people from the jungle need a house to stay in is because they don't have a lot of money, and they don't have a lot of resources. So when they come out of the jungle, they have nowhere to stay if their family is a patient in the hospital. So we give them, for a small fee, somewhere to stay here beside the hospital where they can attend to their family, bring them food, look after them while they're in the hospital. So yeah, it took us about 3 months to renovate these buildings. They were originally there, but we had to raise the roofs, put on new roofs, put tile, paint, do a lot of concreting. There was a lot of work to it. It was good fun and enjoyable to work with the guys. But now that's finished, we've got another project to move on to. That house on the right there, and just as we're coming up here, you'll see our nice new shiny bike that we bought to keep ourselves entertained, and this is us just coming up to our house here on the right hand side where we've been living. Yeah, so this is just some of the pictures of me working with the guys on the houses that I was talking about. Just going to flick through them very quickly, just to give you an idea of what the work's like and what my mates are like in the work.
So now I'm going to chat a little bit about what I've been doing here in Shell. So I don't actually work in the hospital anymore. I did work there for a couple of months in the beginning, but to get your medical license here in Ecuador, you have to do a rural year of service for the Ecuadorian government. So I started that in January time, and some of these photos here are what my rural year consists of. I have to go out into the community and treat the patients a lot of the time in their home or in what we call Brigades, where we go into the community with a team of people. And so it's really quite different from my work that was in Northern Ireland, because I was mostly just working in the hospital. But I find it really interesting, and it's really nice to be able to connect with the people in their own houses. Another thing we do is give talks. So this is a picture of me giving some talks to some school children, and another one of me giving some talks to some people in our waiting area in the sub-centre. So this is just a quick video of me walking to the sub-centre so that you guys can see how close it is to my house. It was actually a real blessing being placed in Shell, because I could have been placed absolutely anywhere in the entire country, but I actually ended up in the sub-centre that we are in the town that we're living in, which was a real miracle and a real blessing. So this is just a short tour through Shell as a town. It has a population of about 12,000 people, and we have a lot of Indigenous people here in Shell because they have moved into the outskirts of the town from the jungle to get access to things like water, electricity, and healthcare. So we're just about to come up to the sub-centre. Sub-centre is kind of like a GP surgery, although we do have a few things that GP surgeries normally don't have. This outside area is where we see the potential COVID patients. That's what we call our triage, and then I'm just going to go in through the sub-centre to my consultation room. So actually it's quite similar to what a GP surgery would look like in Northern Ireland.
Yeah, so one of the other things we've sort of been doing, not very much, but a little bit, is working with this organisation called Bossy Mantis, and this is a picture of their building. And the things that they provide for the Indigenous people out in the jungle are water and sanitation treatment is one of the things they do. So we went out with them at the very start on a trip down a very scary river, and you can see some of those pictures there, just to go out and see what they do. And hopefully maybe it's something that I can get involved with a bit more later on with my engineering abilities, just to be able to help them develop this project a bit more. But yeah, it was really interesting, really good fun. And then Anna Claire got to also go out in a couple of what they call brigades.
So Bossy Mantis also do medical brigades to the communities that live in the jungle. And this is a picture of me going out on the little tiny terrifying airplanes out to the jungle with Bossy Mantis to do a brigada, and also with our colleague Jaap, the Dutch doctor, to another community. So this is sort of how the setup is in the communities. We have to bring all our medication obviously with us and any sort of equipment that we're going to need. And whenever we go with the organisation Bossy Mantis, the community's side of the bargain is that they feed us and that they house us while we're out there.
Yeah, and one of the hardest things that we have to deal with while we're out in the communities is the food. For us, it's just very different, and you can see from these pictures that it's a bit strange. And you can see up in the top right-hand corner is the grubs, and they're actually a delicacy, and they have to work really hard to get them for you. And when they present you with that, they really like you, and they're really trying to sweeten you up with their best food. But they're not that much fun, and it's really hard to eat.
Especially when it's for breakfast. So these are just some slides of what we do outside of work. The hospital is actually the hospital Shell is a really great community, and they have a lot of activities outside of work. So we went whitewater rafting, we had a day of fun and games, and we had a Christmas party, which is why Stuart is dressed so ridiculously up in the left-hand corner. We also went to a wedding of one of the colleagues in the hospital.
Yeah, guys, so that was just a quick roundup of what we've been at for over a year now in Shell and Ecuador. And we just wanted to take the time now to really just thank everyone for all their prayers, for everyone who's kept in contact with us, and just for all the financial support that we've received while we've been out here. We've got a couple of months left to go. And we're really enjoying ourselves, but we do miss Northern Ireland, and we're looking forward to getting back and seeing everyone in 2023. So thanks for listening. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.